Hey guys, welcome back to today's video, and we are going to continue on with the Nightmare Before Christmas building behind the scenes video. And if you hadn't seen the first part, don't worry, I will link it down below or have it somewhere on the screen. And let's go ahead and get into the second part of the build. Our list of characters for the Nightmare Before Christmas build are 0, the vampires, the 2 witches, zombie band, Oogie Boogie, and the clown with the tearaway face. And we're going to move on to the upstairs hallways. For the corridor, we have the vampires. So I'm probably going to go pretty on the nose with the vampires, and in terms of decorating and everything, they all have slightly different looks, but they all have the consistent black cape with the red inside, very pale dead skin, and their black sun umbrellas. Complete covering of the windows for the sun. The vampires are 4 different ranks, which are Prince, Baron, Lord, and Count. The vampire prince appears to be the leader and has the most speaking roles within the film. His head is shaped like an upside down triangle, and he is as tall as an average man, so he's one of the taller vampires. The vampire baron is portly and small, about the size of a 10-year-old with a large head. The vampire count is also as tall as an average man, like Prince, but is about 3 times as wide as him, and his head is a similar shape, but it's wider. And lastly, the Lord is as tall as the Count, yet he is much slimmer. So they're either super tall, super short, super big, super small. So that is it for the hallway with the vampires, and let's see who's next. I'm going to go ahead and do the master bedroom. Number 1. Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie's essentially a potato sack with arms, legs, and a head. I don't know what else to describe him as, but he is either seen as brown or bright green, depending on, I think, whether the lighting is blacklit or not. Go ahead and incorporate the brown and the green, kind of get like both sides that people see him at. Just do the whole room like brown, neutral, potato sacky color, and then go ahead and like pull in the greens from the furniture and everything. So because of the look that Oogie Boogie has, he was the hardest character that the creators had to sculpt. He essentially doesn't have a form to follow or like a body type that they could go with. They had a pretty tough time trying to figure out what shapeless should actually be. Go ahead and put a jar of slugs, because I mean, I think it's gonna be the closest thing that I can get to like a bug or an insect, aside from like a ladybug painting. I think I'm gonna put a ceiling fan in here, because even though Jack was the one who like originally started the tear in his sack, it was like that little rudder on what he was standing on that tore it off, and so I think it's kind of neat to put like a ceiling fan in the room. During that scene when they were filming it, it only comprised of 4 shots, but it took about like 4 months to film. And the reason for that is because they wanted each individual bug to move individually, and they wanted to make sure that each bug moved independently from each other, so it wasn't just like a group of bugs moving at the same time and looking kind of clumpy. And so that's why it took so long to shoot, because each individual bug is just that, an individual bug. That is it for the bedroom. Next, I'm going to move ahead to this bathroom here. So let's see who's going to get the bathroom. Number 1, so 0. Ooh, I was hoping that 0 would get the bathroom, quite honestly. We all know him, we all love him. The little ghostly dog who's all white and very translucent, very ghost-like, with his little pumpkin nose. When I was making this lineup of characters, I was really hoping that 0 would get a bathroom or something along the lines. And why I wanted that is because of how 0 was actually created for the film. 0 was created by using lead sheets because of how flexible and easily maneuvered it is, and almost has stretchy qualities to it. And then his ears and his body have those leaded sheets, but they're covered in cloth tape. As far as his ghostly appearance, since just leaded sheets and cloth tape wouldn't give him that see-through quality. He is animated at the same time as everybody else in the scenes that he is with. However, he is sitting off to the side, being reflected through a mirror. This is an old Hollywood technique called a beam splitter, often referred to as Pepper's ghost. This effect was named after English scientist John Henry Pepper, who popularized the effect in a demonstration in 1862. However, the first known description in this effect was used by a Napoleon scientist in 1584. This effect is still widely used today in amusement parks, haunted houses, and films. And the largest showing of this illusion can be found at the Haunted Mansion in Disney parks, which is a 90-foot long scene featuring multiple Pepper's ghosts brought into one. A popular display of Pepper's ghost can also be found in the movie Home Alone. It is used in the scene where Harry's head gets caught on fire from the blowtorch in the archway, and they used it because CGI wasn't available at the time that they were filming. And so they used Pepper's ghost in order to create the effect that his head was on fire. Alright, so the bathroom is finished, and next I'm going to move on. It picked one again, which are the witches. Alright, so I'm probably going to make this a kid's room. They are green and black. One has white hair, one has black hair. And so we could probably make this like a pretty... Oh, I like that for this. Okay, so I'm just gonna make it like a fun Halloween-loving child's room. This is nice with those dark colors. Maybe put him over there and then put like this giant castle over here. Since, I mean, they do have the space for it. You might as well use it, you know? You might as well use the space that you have. Go ahead and give them like a little dresser in between their beds. Ooh, no. Give them a pumpkin carving station. Yes. And then say like this lady is the head honcho at like their coven. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, I'll pull it. See where it lands. That sounded dirty. You better stop! I think that's it for the kids' room. I'm going to go ahead and do this room next. I'm probably going to have it be just like a sort of study. So this is the final room. So it determines what this room is, and this room is as well too. Okay, the office is going to be the clown with the tearaway face. And then this little area over here is the zombie band. So this is going to be a mess of a room. Clown with tearaway face, he has a yellow and gray polka dot jumpsuit with striped arms and like a little spinny hat. And do like that yellow, even though he's not that bright of a yellow, it still works for like all of his polka dots. And like this kind of computer, just because it looks wacky and just completely ridiculous. Oh, there's a lot of patterns happening. There's a lot happening in this room. We have to go ahead and put the tragic clown poster in here just to really get the clown vibes going. Ooh, put some party hats. Look, Philip, party hats. All of his clowning stuff in the corner. I know it's sports stuff, but we can imagine it's all clowning stuff. And while Danny Elfman was composing all of the music for Nightmare Before Christmas and also doing all of Jack's singing voices, he is also the voice of the clown with the tearaway face. And then I also want to use these like balloon lights too. Alright, so that room is finished. Now on to the last room with the zombie band. Now the zombie band, they all wear red suits and then they all have their own instruments. I think I'm probably going to turn this into like a practice music room with like its own little secret passageway. I don't think they have any of the instruments that the zombie band use, but we can go ahead and still make this a music room so it's still got that same feeling of like a band. They'll have darker instruments. Put a little violin. You could slap a fiddle in here too. So I have like 2 guitars, a microphone, even though nobody sings, but you still could need it. I feel like they'd appreciate a jazz cat painting. And then over here we can have like all of like these woodworked ones. We can have like the performance stage sitting over here. Like they're all packed up ready to go when they can. And I think that about does it for that.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
And with that, I think that the Nightmare Before Christmas building behind the scenes is complete. So let me go ahead and give you guys the tour. All right, so here we are at the front of the house, just the house itself was based on Sally, and the yard was lock, shock, and barrel, as you can tell, with the little tree house and the bathtub sitting in the corner. And with the house, we have mismatched wallpaper and then like cute little sitting areas and flower arranging areas. For Sally, leaves and candy hitting everywhere for lock, shock, and barrel. And then we move on down into this front room, which is the corpse kid and the mummy kid. And so we have the stripes and everything representing both zombie kid's shirt and mummy kid's bandages. We have the little car that he was smashing, and then like the little toy. Next over here, we obviously have Santa Claus's bathroom, fully decked out, raring to go. And then over here we have Jack Skellington's living space, living room, whatever you want to call it, with his little countdown to Christmas, all of his books that he likes to read and have with him, little sitting areas on the nose rug. To the left, we have Dr. Finkelstein's dining room. It's very laboratory-esque, very sterile with the white and black matching him. The little canisters, little scientific photos, beakers, like hazardous waste barrels, and like little experiments and everything for him, caddies, everything that he could possibly need. And then over here we have Mayor as the kitchen, all his little hiding curtains so he can just tuck into the world, a little like comfy breakfast nook, and then a basic kitchen along with his little bow tie over here above the stove. We move along up the stairs to the vampire's corridor. Ooh, that's what I'm calling it. And so it's very dark, very vampire-esque with the shades and the slight shades of red for their cloaks, with the Oogie Boogie master bedroom, all green and brown to represent both colors that you see, along with the fan and the propeller where he met his demise. And then next we have the reflective Zero's bathroom for how he was created, with mirrors and Pepper's ghost effect, with the hints of red from his nose. We have an office for the clown with the tearaway face. It has a bunch of different patterns. It has a little sitting area with party hats. It has balloons, clown materials, everything that he could need, along with a clown painting. And then over here we have the witch's child's bedroom. We have the teddy bear, the skeleteddy, big castle, and then the coven leader, which I said it was pumpkin carving station. Finally, we have the zombie band's little music nook with a practice area and a guitar, fully equipped upstairs with a bunch of instruments, guitars, organ, violin, microphone, everything that they could need to rehearse. Thank you guys for watching part 2 of the Nightmare Before Christmas build. I really like the way it came out. Certain rooms aren't my favorite, but I like a lot of the rooms, and especially the way the outside of the house it came out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have plans to do many more of these types of videos, so let me know what movie or TV show you would like to see, and maybe I'll create a house and building behind the scenes facts about what you recommend. And I'll see you next time. Bye!